Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing a cooking video and it's going to be on sous vide. What is sous vide, you ask? It's become pretty popular in the last few years. Everybody's been looking at these things online and saying, well, what is it exactly? Sous vide is a cooking process. It's a French term which means under vacuum, and it was originally developed somewhere around 1799. Apparently it was an English guy and he was trying to come up with something to keep it a consistent temperature while cooking. The concept was further developed in the 60s in some Swiss hospitals when they were trying to control food contamination, and it didn't actually reach restaurants until about 1974 when a French chef took over and developed the process further. Basically what it is, you're going to get some kind of bag like this and you're going to vacuum seal it. You're going to remove all the air possible. You're going to put your product inside the bag, and then that's going to go into water which is kept at a very constant temperature. And that's the beauty of these little wand stick thingies, is they can keep to within 0.2 of a degree in temperature. And that's the benefit of doing sous vide, is the fact that you get consistent results every single time. If you want a rare steak, you want a medium rare steak, you'll get a rare or medium rare steak every time. There won't be any guessing, there won't be any touching with your finger, saying, is it done, I'm not sure, and you end up with a medium well. This guarantees whatever temperature you set it at, that's what you get. And that's why people love sous vide, especially chefs in professional kitchens. I mean, you're always going to get some purists who will say, oh no, that's cheating, that's not real cooking. I worked in kitchens for years and I've cooked some of the best steaks of my life with this thing, and I've had it a couple of months. So it's a great tool to have, and I don't think there's any chef that will argue we love our toys. So today we're going to look at the concept, and you can tell me what you think from there. So to get started, we've got a vacuum sealer. And I got this one off Facebook Marketplace for something like 20-30 bucks. It's not perfect, but it works. I believe brand new in the store, these things can go for upwards of $200. So do whatever you like. Get a new one, get a used one. It's up to you. First things first, what we should do is actually season the steaks. I'll show you the steaks first, because nobody wants to go without seeing the steak, right? Got these strips, they were on sale, $7.98 a pound at Walmart. Look pretty good to me. So one for me, and the other one is going to be between the wife and 2 kids. I'll do that one, and then the 3 of them can split that one. Very simple. You can do whatever seasoning you like. Salt, pepper, generously seasoned. Make sure you get it all over. Nobody likes a bland steak, right? Here's your pepper. And I actually have it out here, but I'm not going to end up using it, but that's some steak spice. You can, by all means, use that if you want to. Like I said, use whatever you want. There is an option on the vacuum sealer. You can do it under a normal setting or a wet setting. So you can moist or dry, whichever your preference. If you're putting in some kind of marinade, you can do that. And the machine will act accordingly. It will seal slightly different, I guess. I don't know. I've never really used the wet setting so far. So yeah, nicely seasoned. Get those out of the way. And 1 second here. So now, the other nice thing is, these bags, they're about $35 for a roll, something ridiculous like that. So what I've done so far is, whenever I've used them, I just cut the top off and I reuse them. All you have to do is rinse them under some water. You know, rinse them out properly with soap. Because they are fairly durable plastic, same as a Ziploc. So you can reuse them. Keep that in mind when you're spending, like I said, $35 on a roll. So shove them both right in there. You might have noticed on the plate, that's the offcuts there. And I'm just going to pan fry them separate. A little snack for me while I'm doing this. Get that out of the way and push them down like that, and then you bring your machine over, open it up. It's got 3 settings on it, this one. So there's an open, there's a store, and there's an operate. So you obviously hit open, and there's a little channel inside here. That's the little thing that goes in it. I'm just going to straighten this out, because otherwise I think it might be a problem. Straighten that out. I'm going to stuff that bendy side down so it sticks in. And put that back on top. Lock it on. There's a button here that says vacuum and seal. So that's just sealed. Pop it out of there. And no, it hasn't sealed. That's the problem when you buy things on Marketplace. They don't always work as they're supposed to. So we're going to try that again. This time, we will try high speed, maybe moist. I'm just going to cheat. I don't think it was sealing anyway, so I've just hit the seal button, the manual seal button. Take it out, and yes, that is sealed this time. So it's taken most of the air out. If it's not sealing on its own, I just hit the seal button. So there you go. That's all ready to go, and you're done with that guy. So get this out of the way, and move on to the fun part. So first thing you need is a big pot of water. You're gonna dump this sucker straight in there. There is a mark on the side. You can see it says minimum, maximum. Get that into the pot. Make sure it comes up to at least the minimum level, obviously. Plug it in. So from there, what's going to happen is there's a power button there, and that's going to come up with current temperature at the top and then desired temperature down there. I don't know, I guess probably most sous vides are slightly different. This is the MasterChef one from Canadian Tire. So I'm going to press plus, and I'm going to get that temperature to go up to 135 for my medium rare steak. The wife usually likes it a little much more well done, but as I said, I've worked in kitchens for many years. I refuse to cook it much more than that. So that's good. You press the play button, and it's bubbling. So that's going to warm up for a couple of minutes. Once that's ready, I'm just going to dump this bag straight in there. So we'll give that a minute or two. Okay, so as you can see, the water bath has come up to temperature, and it is holding within 0.2 of a degree. It's dropping down to maybe 134.8 and then holding pretty steady at 135. So that's the temperature I want to go with for my medium rare. You can go a little bit lower if you want, a little bit higher if you want. It's up to you. It's your steak. So these really didn't need to come up to room temperature before, because basically you're not really taking a cold steak out of the fridge and throwing it right onto a hot grill, which is going to make a mess out of your steak. You're throwing it into basically what is, I don't do this because I said to do it, but here's my finger in the water. It's 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's hot, but it's not scorching hot. It's not boiling. It's simmering water. But as I said, don't stick your finger in hot water because I did. That's your fault if you do. So I'm just going to take this vacuum sealed bag and I'm going to drop it in there. I'm going to take a clothespin, flip it to the side, and that's it. And that is going to be in that water bath. It's set for 3 hours because basically the first time I ever used it, I set it for 3 hours and I haven't been able to figure out how to change the time on it. If you know how, please let me know. I really can't figure it out. So that's going to sit there because of the thickness of the steak. I'd say probably at least an hour and a half. And then once that's done, they're going to come out of the bag. They're going to look horrible. But all you have to do is stick them on the grill for a couple of seconds, give them some nice sear marks, and they will be probably the best looking steak you've ever had. So let's push that off to the side. And I told you we were coming back to that. Let's take this little piece here. And it's actually pretty good. Not the worst I've ever done. Maybe a little bit over mid-rare, but not bad. Tastes pretty good too. Oh, I love striploin. Alright, see you in a few hours. Nom 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 nom. Okay, so here we are 2 hours later, as you can see by the clock, and I'm going to take it out. You pick it out of the pot, shake off the water, put it down on your bigger board than this, because that's kind of small. I'll take that one out of there. And you can just unplug that, turn it off. Move it out of the way. Here is your almost finished product. Tip that up on the side, go through the bag at the top, and very carefully take out your steaks. What you can do actually is put some paper towel down and soak up all the juice that's come out of these. So I think I said at the beginning of the video, they're not going to look too good coming out of the bag like this. That's okay. They're not supposed to. They've basically just been sitting in a plastic bag in sub-temperature water for the past 2 hours. They're not going to look fantastic. But, pat them dry like this. Get a pan going on the stove, and all I'm going to do now with them is sear them off really quick. They are completely cooked in here, so at this point you don't need to rest them. I'm just drying them off so they do get a nice sear, a nice crust on them, but you don't need to rest them at this stage. You don't really need to rest them after they come out of the cast iron pan either, because they are already cooked. So I'm just going to let that pan warm up for a minute, and then we're going to sear them off, and then dinner's ready. Okay, pan's pretty much smoking now. Let's give it a try. Let that go for roughly a minute each side, because again, you're not even cooking them at this point. You're just getting grill marks. That's all you want, is some color on the outside. And once that's done, you're ready to serve. And there it is. You can see these boys are ready to go.